going to do now, but basically this is an English company in the Cotswolds, and they've been going for about 9 months. They're basically rapeseed oils, all molten strained. The smoking point of this oil is 220C. And a lot of chefs, that's why I mentioned that Richard had been a chef, or trained chef, are starting to use this type of oil in their base cooking. And there's so many different ways of using this oil. So you can use it for dipping bread into pizza dough, it makes it a lot much moister. You can actually make salad dressings out of it, so on and so on. So we've got 20 minutes here. I'm going to pass you over to Richard. I'm going to ask him a few questions along the line, get a bit of banter going. But you're not just going to be sitting here, because you're going to come up and you're going to try this lovely bread dipped into all these various oils. So Richard, I'll pass you over.
Thank you, Malcolm.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, cold pressed extra virgin rapeseed oil. The benefits of it are that it's so much lower in saturated fat than olive oil. It's over 40% lower in saturated fat, it's higher in the omegas, balanced in omega-3 and 6, high in antioxidants, and it's just a great alternative to the old-fashioned lard, your butters. From a point of view of comparison to olive oil, an extra virgin olive oil, it's got a lot higher smoke point, it's lower in saturated fat, and it's great in everything. Using for drizzling, for stir fries, for baking cakes, to adding into pasta, into doughs, as Malcolm mentioned earlier, and an all-round oil. Going from a dipping point of view, we've got some breads here if anybody would like to come up and try them. We've got a range of 12 flavours in total, with an addition of the base oil, as well as some dressings to pour over salads.
Well, I'm going to be the first to dip into this. Excellent. Because I just love this as a starter. I've got a little Italian restaurant just outside Belper where I live, and the first thing he does is literally puts the olive oil, or in this case rapeseed oil, and actually he has started to using this type of oil, and then putting some balsamic vinegar on the top of it, and all you do is just dip this bread into it. It's fantastic with a great Chianti or Shiraz wine, and I'm just in heaven. I could just eat that all night. So let me be the first to do the first bit of dipping. Now, what am I dipping in first?
Well, it's only your choice, but in my opinion, if you were to start with the base oil to start with, just because it's quite a nutty, light flavour. There's a nuttiness that comes through from the rapeseed.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
Nice and olive oil.
I'm not going to dip it in again, because obviously...
No double dipping.
No double dipping. Well, when this goes at the back, when you don't see us, then I'll be dipping our heart's content.
And so we find sort of, you're moving on flavour-wise to be with sort of the herby before we go to stronger. Right. Otherwise you sort of overpower your palate and whatever. So we've got some herby ones here. We've got a tarragon oil, infused oil. None of them are overpowering. We don't use any essences. We only use fresh herb that's been dried.
Excellent. That is absolutely fantastic. Come on, Jeff.
For goodness sakes, coming through.
It's dinner. It's coming up to dinner time now, so
yeah,
you can use this
as well.
It's all free. Dip in.
Right.
There we are,
Good
gentlemen.
Man. Good man. They're all different flavours.
Absolutely.
Our dressings are over on the other side, salad dressings. The plain rapeseed oil itself is quite light and nutty, as opposed to be able to try everything else from.
Now, actually, while you're dipping in, I've got one or two little points I can refer to. 40% lower in saturated fats. And of course, after the Christmas period, we're all trying to lose a little bit of pound. I'm not looking at you, madam, saying that. You look very slim. But you come and have a dip on a little bit of bread, dip into oil. Come on, don't be shy.
Don't have a try, sir. It's brilliant. It's after Christmas. It's low in saturated
40% lower in saturated fats. Very, very flavoured. High, and it's got high balanced. 3 of the 6 in Omega.
Yeah. It's
Omega 9.
high in all the Omegas, but the Omega 3 and 6 are balanced. The body has trouble absorbing alternate levels of Omega 3 and 6. So when it's balanced, the body can take in as much of each other as it can. So, and apparently it's basically extremely healthy for you.
Brilliant. Now, all herbs are sourced through the company in Stratford-upon-Avon, which actually is not that far from here. Beautiful Stratford-upon-Avon. Very famous man came from there, didn't he? Not just you, Richard.
Indeed. But I could also say that all of this oil is grown in the Cotswolds, the east in the world. A little village called Lower Swell. I've been involved with a company who make the oil for about the last 4 years, helping them with their accreditation so that they can get their base product into supermarket as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
And we've infused the herbs ourselves within this near Stratford Haven, where we have our little factory. So.
Yeah. To give you some idea, Anita's actually given me some notes, my partner in crime who's doing the washing up at the moment. Eating, you can use it hot or cold, good point, for dip, for drizzle, for marinade, for stir fry and for roasting. Now because of a high temperature point of 220°C, of course this is absolutely fantastic for roasting your potatoes, because you can get to a high fat content before it just smokes, in other words. But part boil your potatoes, and in fact when I'm part boiling I drizzle a little bit of oil when I brought it out and drained the water, and just drizzle with that and good much of sea salt and put it in at a really high temperature. I tend to turn it down after about 220 down to say 200, and you get an absolutely fantastic roast potatoes. The other thing, just shake your potatoes up a little bit, rough it up. Or as I do what we call, I call them saddleback potato or hedgehog potatoes, where you cut halfway down the potato and then do a cross, and then you actually brush in this oil into the top, and it will actually soak down into the potato itself, and it actually opens up like a hedgehog. And I'll tell you what, the flavour of doing roast potatoes using this oil is absolutely fantastic. Don't use olive oil in there, because obviously olive oil is 30 degrees roughly lower than this point, and that's why a lot of people that stir frying, of course, you shouldn't really use olive oil because it starts to smoke high. Now I'm on this afternoon actually doing a little bit of stir frying, from Thai food, and I will actually be using this oil to actually do the cooking. So again, come back, I'll be using these oils this afternoon. The company, by the way, is on H67 in Hall 1, H67, and if you go along there and visit them and say, yeah, hi, I like that one, or I tasted that one, if you place an order there, you're going to be guaranteed 10% show offer. You're going to get 10% off any orders that you place if you go to stand H67 and place your order. So that's a little bonus for you, you know, and they might actually take some of this bread away with them, and you can actually taste some more while you're on the stand.
We do actually have croutons on the stand.
Oh, there you are, you see.
So, yeah, great. But the versatility of this oil and the flavours and whatever are massive in the fact that making hummus with it, just a little twist from your hummus that you've got some herbs coming through in the flavour.
I see you've actually done a little dressing here with...
We've done a little bit of salad with some Eastern dressing on. If anybody fancies trying that, it's our Eastern oil, our garam masala oil.
Yes.
It's just mixed with a little bit of balsamic vinegar.
Yeah.
And it just comes through and gives it a little bit of a tweak, and it's a little bit of a twist just on the...
Well, I think I might just try that.
So excellent. Well, there's some cocktail sticks here.
There we go. I've got the little dish. So let me be the official tester here, which is what a great job I've got. Fantastic.
I'm getting slim as you are.
Well, I'm actually getting paid 10 shillings and sixpence for every day I'm here, which is fantastic, isn't it? I mean,
my God, that's fantastic. Excellent.
I nearly as much as the guys that came yesterday. You know,
right,
Greg Wallace. I think he's on about 11 shillings. I think. You know, he's very... Anyway, let me try this.
Anyway, the other use for these oils as well, like if you're having a dinner party or whatever, just pouring a little bit over your potatoes, if you're having boiled potatoes, there's a bit of a glaze, or over your vegetables. The thyme oil is rather nice on carrots, etc., etc. But it's experimental. It's just have a try, play.
The thing is, this is very clean taste. That's what I know. There's no sort of greasiness about this. You put it in the mouth, and it's fantastic on the tongue, isn't it? It's really clean taste. I love it. So anyone, come up and try this. It's well worth trying this.
It's also great for marinating. Just a nice little plastic container, or even a food bag. Pour some oil in, put in the vegetables, fish, meat, kebabs, or whatever. Mix it up in the bag, tie it up, put it in the fridge overnight or in the morning to turn around and cook with in the evening. Either your pan frying, grilling, baking, or even vegetables adding to a salad in a raw state. Great again, as I say, for like steak. a black pepper oil or whatever for your steak or poivre and whatever. Absolutely lovely. Just be a little bit careful you don't get the oil too hot because you can burn the pepper.
Yes.
Which you don't really want to do because it'll smoke the place out and they stings your eyes. But a little bit of cream at the end, and hey presto, you basically got steak or poivre. As me mentioned earlier, it's also great as a substitute for your baking, for making cakes, adding into biscuits. It's also great as an alternative for making sauces, like a white sauce or a cheese sauce and whatever. As a substitute, it's lower in saturated fat, far lower than butter as a traditional your method of making it and whatever, and just has virtually the same taste. You wouldn't know blindfolded from a Mornay sauce to a cheese sauce that it wasn't made with butter.
Right. Tomorrow I'm actually doing some baking, so what I'll do is I'll use the oil you recommend, and I'll actually do a cake using the oil that you recommend.
But it's quite nice sort of to add a little bit of thyme or something into a cake. You might not want a spicy cake, but a herby cake. And thyme goes so well, especially with lemon, like a lemon drizzle cake or something with a little bit of thyme in. Just really sort of gives it that little bit of sophisticated twist.
My favourite to date is this one. I think that is fantastic. Hot and spicy dressing. Well, try that, because that is quite subtle as well. I wouldn't say it was hot.
No, it's warming.
Warming, I was just swallowed the wrong way there.
Oh, right. In that case, it's burning. But it's also fantastic on mashed potato. I mean, mashed potato can be quite bland, whatever, but you don't need to add anything to this other than the infused oil of your flavour, of your choice. You don't need to add cream, you don't need to add milk, you don't need to add anything, just add the oil. The oil has a buttery nature about it anyway. And then you just adding that herb to give it that little bit of a twist.
And healthier for you.
And a lot healthier for you, of course.
Now you've got a presentation box.
Yeah,
which is,
we do presentation boxes, which are in a rather attractive wooden box, although we're biased.
Just great little presents, isn't it?
Yeah, wonderful for presents and for gifts. We also do a little Hessian bag as well with 4 flavours in.
So in here you've got the Cajun spice oil, the garlic and garlic oil, the gala masala oil, and the black pepper oil.
Indeed, that's our spicy set. We also do what we call a classic set and a herby set. But you can mix and match to make your own as whatever flavours you like, or that your friends or family may like. But come on up and have a try, please, guys. The oil's here. It's very light. It's a lot healthier than any other oil.
Anyone wants to try it?
Taste.
It's good fresh bread. Come on, just try it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Go and have a try, sir.
Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. This lady's not shy, are you?
Have a taste. Really healthy for children as well. Yeah. You carry on.